Today we're going to be going into the Madison, and the big key components are going to be about love, deep love, nuances to all of that, as well as getting back in touch with our nature and our natural rhythms, nature itself. There's stuff. All right, let's go. Some people enjoy doing makeup. I enjoy the feeling of paint and different brushes on my skin. And the fave thing for me is binging cinema, TV, books, etc. So here I am, art for art's sake. Dive into musings around life, relationship, intimacy, aliveness, and enjoying the roller coaster that is this life. So come use and play. You're here, I'm here, we're diving into the Madison. I am going to lead with just some things, concepts, what might make you intrigued about watching this or not as you get to know me and everything. Maybe this portion can help you decide if you want to watch something or not. And then I'm going to get into the spoilers. I will give a pause so that you can pause this if you're just watching the first portion. Okay, the Madison, and we're going to start painting. One of the key things that I really loved about this was the cinematography. The components that are done in Montana are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, okay? And so everything that is just naturey and beautiful like that, so good. So I'm going to actually be playing with some browns and greens. Maybe I'll bring in some other colors. I also decided I'm going to focus on just the lower portion here. I'm going to work on just this leg for today because it is earthy, and we think about our roots and going into the earth, the root chakra, all of that. This is where I'm going to play today. Okay, we'll see how it goes and how it turns out. Okay. So, let's see. So I loved the cinematography. I loved the nature aspects. The cast is brilliant, right? I mean, just lots of amazing, well-known people on there. Of course, you know me, I don't know everybody's names, but I recognize people, and there are a few names that I do know. So Michelle Pfeiffer, of course, oh my gosh, been around a while, and Kurt Russell, and just awesome, like so awesome. Yes. Now, something that's fun for me, and this is just like a personal thing, is I love Bo Garrett. I don't know what my thing is with her exactly, but she always gives me like these really like awesome vibes. And so I've always enjoyed seeing her and stuff. So when I saw her name pop up, I was like, yay. All right, big things. It is a like every episode is going to make you cry and laugh, or you know, anything in between. It's very much a like real life drama, kind of a drama, versus something that's like super fictional. It's really playing on the real life experiences, what it's like to be human, what we face as humans. So if you're into that kind of thing, it's so good on that front. There's just a lot with the concepts of living in harmony, and there's components about the disparities of the world and how, you know, different privileges and just nuance to all of that, and what different lifestyles evoke from people, okay? Tied into that then is like the idea of different regions. If you're somebody who's traveled different places, you realize how humanity is all the same in these certain ways, and then you realize how each little nook and cranny has its own flavor. And that can even happen within a city, right? Like I know when I lived in San Francisco, like each little area had its own flavor, and you know, you'd get to pick and choose what you liked and put yourself where you wanted to be the most based on that. And so it's just it brings up aspects of that. The first season only has 6 episodes, I believe. I haven't looked to see if it's renewed. Oh my gosh, total recording failure here. I should have done that beforehand. The it's open. I'm just going to say, like, it could be open to that. And also, it's a nice, complete show, just two. So it's kind of an interesting thing. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else I want to add to, like, maybe make people interested? Um, this, like, age range differences, being able to connect different age ranges. Um, Love story. If you love love and you love love stories, like the love story components behind it, even just like aspects of dating, that kind of stuff is all in there too. So, okay, I think that's pretty summarized. It's very whole in that way. So if you're into any of that, that's probably a nice little yes, check it out. Maybe just watch the trailer and see. There's playfulness in it and real life type stuff. So there we have it. Now I'm going to give you a moment to pause if you're the type who doesn't want spoilers. Okay. Maybe I should have some music here, huh? We'll see. We'll see what happens as I keep evolving this channel. So I'm loving this green. It's very vibrant and fun. That looks kind of cool. My angle and your angle is a bit different. So the one thing I like to do is, this is me just giving you time. I like to just play with whatever I put on here and then I switch colors and see. I chose a slightly larger brush. Last time I had this, now it's this, because it's a bigger area. So, okay, I think that's probably enough time for people to, get their hands in a place where they can pause me so they don't get unintended spoilers. And I'm not going to just jump right into them exactly. Maybe we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. Okay, so one, let's talk about just getting back to nature, okay? In it, Kurt Russell's character is like totally an outdoorsy person, okay? He loves it. His soul like thrives on that. It's, just beautiful. And Michelle Pfeiffer's character, so they're married, she calls herself a city mouse, okay? So it's just like, a component of like, okay, opposites attract, but also like, how do we bridge this gap, etc. And one of the things that they do, like, first of all, this I thought was a really great portrayal in just like relationship, right? Like, there was a good freedom, no stifling, no really trying to like make the other be another way. And within that, Kurt Russell's character was encouraging and trying to get Michelle Pfeiffer, I wish I remembered their names in the show, I'm so sorry, to go out to where his brother and he had this land and they would hang out. But the good relationship dynamic of like, okay, we can do our own thing, we still enjoy one another, we can understand it, we can give each other that space to enjoy what we enjoy. Like, that was so beautiful. So, I mean, maybe I just go right into that first. Their relationship dynamic was amazing. And that's a theme throughout the show, is showing how it was just very special, very unique. And especially when we think in that city life versus the country life, because you get a big depiction of that, like differences there. You get to see how, like Michelle was talking about, how she knows what she has is rare, like not all of her friends have this. And so to think about that rare love, and here's my thing, I don't want this to be rare in the world, personally. I'm on a personal vendetta for this. I feel like there's been such a disconnect from people, and that's one of the things I loved about this show, is because it merges like the disconnect from nature and all of that too. And so it's like, when we are disconnected from nature and we're disconnected from ourselves, then it's like really hard to even attract what's going to be the most healthy, amazing thing for us, right? And then, I mean, we can bring in karma and all of the other concepts, all of this, right? But anyway, she has this love and a relationship that just like mwah, chef's kiss, right? And tied into that, like she knows that, and she's having these big realizations of what he was trying to share with her. And so that's part of like the basis of everything, is her realizing, oh my gosh, he was trying to like bring me into his world that that's so beautiful, and it does connect us to nature. And how could have, would have that changed the dynamic within the way the kids are and how they respond to life? And so it's just interesting. And you think about relationships for functionality, and you think about relationships for love, and you think about relationships that are just like just full of passion or chaos or whatever, and just like all of these different concepts of relationship. Anywho, I digress. So here we have it. They have this beautiful, beautiful relationship. They have a nice dynamic of supporting one another. There was a part where she even says something like we never fought. And so here's where I want to like just talk to the fact of like, okay, it is a TV show, and in the realm of relationship, like there's components that we always have to play with and weigh in on and be really anchored in ourselves about. And so this is me being in my like my psychosexual relational facilitator hat zone, okay? For us to know if a relationship is just bringing up stuff that we have to work on and grow through, we have to be anchored in ourselves. Okay, because not all relationships are easy. And so that's the thing I want to like heed caution here when we're watching this depiction of this like really beautiful love story, is like it is still TV. And yet I want to just kind of put out that frequency that there can be more of this in the world. The more we do our own self-work, the more we can actually attract people who match us at that frequency, and we're able to have those types of relationships. And so that's something that I just thought was so beautiful, and seeing like their respect for one another. And when she's saying like we never argued, she's like, we'd be on the edge. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can so relate to that in some of my relationships, right? Where it's like you're on the edge, but it doesn't go to like this pure chaos, whatever. Like it's like somehow that anchor of love stays really anchored, and your foundation of love stays really anchored. So it's like really kind of fun. Cool. So I think that's a really important piece to the show, and to giving that frequency to the world. So that's something I love about art in general, and being able to share things with the world, is putting out there what we want to see more of, what we're creating. There's the healing aspects of getting out the stuff. So art's not always going to be pretty. There's going to be a lot of like what would be considered ugly or distracting or whatever we want to call it, right? Anywho, so the love story is amazing, and I think I really enjoyed the frequency of adding that to the world. So you want more on that, you want to get into creating your own amazing love story, I'm going to tell you right now, my Heartfire Alchemy is that, okay? Doing even just some like Gene Keys work with me is amazing on that front. So I can serve you in this way if you want to explore that. All right, let's get back to the show and the concept of connecting with nature. Bam. I think I can see what I'm doing over here. So, this concept is huge, because I do feel like we have been pulled away. We've been pulled away from our nature. We've been pulled away from connecting with nature. And this show will make you want to get back to it. It will remind you to look at, even just in a city, if you are able to go, if you have a yard or not, a little balcony porch, whatever, if you're able to go out and just like notice, just notice the creatures, whether it's just birds or you're seeing pigeons, or I guess that's a bird too, right? Squirrels, chipmunks, whatever it could be, right? Just being able to see and experience that around you, paying attention to the sky and the clouds and all these things that I feel like, honestly, the majority of us probably all did a lot of when we were young, and and then lost touch with that, and we get so caught up in like making money and doing the things, and sometimes that's so necessary because it's like, that twist things enough, because it's like that's what we have to do to survive, right? And that is part, again, when I'm talking about filling the world with love, I'm talking about this too. Like, I want to fill the world with so much freedom and prosperity because it's messed up, you guys. Like, we have been so awry and been so detoured from anchoring in ourselves and what really matters that it's intense. And so, again, that's like something that this show brings out and amplifies. And in watching it, it helps us remember, like, oh, yes, I want to slow down. I want to tune in. And again, some of that comes from like showing and depicting different lifestyles and showing them like what really matters for you. And I think that that's a big piece of it, is like tuning into your values, right? Like, what are your priorities? What is really important to you? Maybe love is not something that's important right now, and it is all, how do I get so that I can have more freedom in my day to day so I can enjoy that, or anything. So that's kind of the invitation from this. Here's my, ta-da! It's kind of fun, huh? So completed project for today. So that's the invitation, is what do you want to be prioritizing? What do you want to be calling in to your sphere, your life, your world? What are you wanting to amplify in the world at large? And like I've said, I am here for connection to ourselves. That's huge, huge, huge for me, and always has been since, I was young and started doing body work. It was like, boom, connection to myself, and then gifting others with that, tuning in, listening to their bodies, listening to their messages. And then all of the heart, oops, sorry if that was loud, all of the heart, and being able to just like share and emit more love to the world, because it's really, really, really necessary right now. And so is art and beauty, and focusing on that. So come home to yourself in any way, shape, or form. Spend time just marinating in what it is you want to be bringing into the world. And I wish you well. See you next time.